Hi, this is Matt here from PlaiOfficial, and today I'm releasing a video about all of the, what I would say are viable kind of healing specs for PvE in Mists of Pandaria. So I'm going to start off with Druids, because that's probably what I've been playing the most. So on the first tree, we have 15% movement speed, we have an ability that leaps us forward and puts us in prowl, and we have Wild Charge, which is basically used to swap places with someone, because we won't really be switching forms that much in PvE, I guess. So out of these, I think probably Wild Charge is the best, just because we can simply just fly to people just like that. It's quick, it's easy, it's very mobile. Another thing that might be effective is the 15% movement speed increase, but I don't think it'll provide as big a bonus as Wild Charge does. Now for our second tree, we have Nature's Swiftness, Renewal, and Cenarian Ward. Out of these, I think either Nature's Swiftness or Cenarian Ward are what we're going to be going for. Cenarian Ward is just another heart, it's on a 30-second cooldown, and it actually provides slightly less healing per second, or healing per minute should I say, overall, than Nature's Swiftness does. However, because it's on a shorter cooldown, you can get that bit of extra healing more often. So for that reason, I've picked Cenarian Ward over Nature's Swiftness. However, it does cost mana, so it's pretty even between those, and we might be switching fights. Now, for the next tree, we have Fairy Swarm, Mass Entanglement, and Typhoon. None of these are super beneficial to us, you know, in PvE's Resto. So I think in most cases you'd probably pick Typhoon, just because if there's a few ads about and stuff, you can help keep those under control. But I've just got Mass Entanglement in there at the moment. It is quite a long cooldown though, so as I said, probably Typhoon there. For the level 60 tree, we've got Soul of the Forest, Incarnation, and Force of Nature. The little trents that you get from Force of Nature, they're pretty shit, so I wouldn't suggest getting that at all. I'd suggest leaving that. Just don't bother with it. Incarnation is just same as it is now. It's just our normal tree of life. You know, we get instant regrowth, more life blooms, extra wild growth, and we get the healing bonus as well. So that's pretty nice, just same as it is now, and obviously we can use that with our other cooldowns to get a better effect. The next one, Soul of the Forest, you gain 50% haste for your next spell after you cast Swiftmend. Now, this one will probably be better to use for fights where there's not so much burst healing. Things maybe such as Ultraxian, where there's just constant damage, and you just, that bit of extra haste every now and again is just going to help you throughout the whole fight. So, probably just switching out between those two, pretty much some fights. Now, level 75 tree again, it's kind of like level 45 PvE wise. It isn't going to provide as massive bonuses, but it's bits that can help out. So we've got Disorientating Roar, which is just, as Typhoon, is just going to help keep ads off us and maybe help the tank take a little bit less damage. Ursul's Vortex is going to be helpful to keep ads together, you know, so we can, if someone's trying to kite ads, you can put that down. If they run them through them, it's going to slow them and drag them back in. A Mighty Bash, that's just going to be a bit of a helpful stun, I guess. Maybe a tiny bit of CC in there. The last tree is where it gets really interesting. We have Nature's Vigil, increases all damage of healing done by 20% for 30 seconds, and also 25% of the healing we do is also added on as damage, so it's going to do a bit of extra damage, and it gives us 20% healing for 30 seconds. That's quite a long time, so we could use that with our Trank, or you know, we could try and get some more mushroom pops up, or we could just simply use it just for doing extra damage to the boss or extra efficiency. Now Dream of Cenarius is pretty interesting. Wrath, Starfire, Star Surge, and Melee increase the healing done by your next healing spell by 30%. Tranquility is not effective. Now, this would be quite good, you know, we could weapon swing the boss, we could pretty much do anything to the boss, and our next spell, healing done, increased by 30%. That is great. Each bonus lasts 30 seconds. I don't think there is an internal cooldown on these, so you know, maybe cast one damage spell, one healing spell. We'd have to work it out, and it may not be that good if we needing to spam out a lot of heals in fights. It'd probably be better if there's fights with downtime. And Heart of the Wild. This is a really interesting one. Basically it means for the next 45 seconds we can do any other role. Perform any other role. We can tank, we can do melee DPS, range DPS, or if you're any other spec you can heal. So that is going to be really helpful on fights maybe such as Madness of Deathwing, where sometimes while he's casting Cataclysm you really need that extra bit of damage, you know, maybe on the last platform or something. So, but remember, while you're doing that, while you're in bear form trying to tank something, or cat form trying to DPS, you're not going to be able to cast your healing spells like you would usually. So I think all of these talents are good on the bottom, and we will be switching those out per fight.